I just want to go ahead and say this before I get started, that maybe using Hunger Overhaul with Resonant Induction, Basic, or Processing, not the best idea. Between the fact that using the hammer or the crank on the millstone here severely drains your hunger, and the fact that it is a pain in the butt to get it back up fully, we're not going to be using this for long. As a matter of fact, today in this episode, I'd like to go ahead and get started with some very basic ore processing using some of the really awesome mechanics of gears and shafts, and something called a grinder. I went ahead and made this up a little bit earlier so that we can just go ahead and get started now. I have some wooden water turbines, wooden gears, some wooden gear shafts, and some grinder wheels. Ideally, I would want more than 2 of these, but for what I have right now, we're just going to use this much. And I also will need some of this cobblestone, though I should probably smelt it up so it's a little bit more pretty than just this. Tell you what, instead of using a furnace, let's see what we got here for a Firebox, I believe it is. There we go, Firebox. So it's stone, smooth stone, furnace, and some iron ingots. Let's go ahead and make up about, 3 of these Fireboxes. I have an idea for them. Unfortunately, I need some, I should have some unnamed. That's funny. Alright, I should have some iron in here. There we go. Okay, I do need to go ahead and smelt up 15 stone right now, though. Because I don't believe I have any in here. No. Alright, let's go ahead and make some furnaces. I didn't need that many. That was a misclick, but I'm sure I will use them eventually. The other thing I want to look at making is I believe it's a hot plate. Plate. Let's do this the intelligent way. So we're looking at something from Resonant Induction, right? And it is right there, hot plate, 2 words. So again, this is stone and iron ingots. Alright. So I need to cook up some more of the smooth stone. Alright, so we're going to go with a nice little stone boat, a furnace in the middle, and iron across. Should give us the firebox. Very nice. And as soon as we get 2 more of these, we're going to go ahead and use that for the hot plate. Do I have any... I think I'll smelt my coal over. Okay. That was stupid of me to leave this open, but I'm really lucky that that was a mono creeper. Who apparently really like to drop sulfur. Alright, so let's go and take this for now. Stone on top. Oop. Yeah, there we go, hot plate. Oh, and while I'm at it, I should probably make another pick. Yeah, I'll worry about that later. Alright, so the reason I made this thing right over here, if we go ahead and, for lack of a better spot, let's go ahead and just put it down right here for now. This is a firebox. The main thing it does is make fire, oddly enough. So if we go ahead and put a piece of coal in here, it makes fire, which is not good for a wooden roof, by the way. Let's go ahead and put that on there. Alright, so this is a hot plate. What the hot plate does, it allows us to actually use this firebox as a source of fuel to smelt things. If you notice, there are 4 circles on here. You're actually able to put items into each of these slots. So let's go ahead and split this up. Let's get 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we have 4. We're just going to right click on each one. And what should happen is these things should start smoking, and the more they smoke, the closer they are to finish, I believe. And then in 1 sec, we should see this convert these over to smooth stone, just like that. Get back here. Alright. You can also put things on stacks at a time. However, it would be better for us to do 30, 30, and then 32 and 32. Just be slightly more efficient that way. And I do believe we need to put some more coal in there. Now when we do it this way, I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe that the Firebox is slightly more efficient this way than if using a regular furnace. We're going to go over here, let's go ahead and get the grinder, the wooden gears, the shafts, the wooden water turbine, and the screwdriver. Oh, of course, and I also need the bucket. Okay, now right now, these turbines, the way they work is if you go ahead and put them in world, you'll get a nice little wooden water turbine like this. And if there is water flowing beneath them, they will rotate. And as they rotate, they create power. In newer versions of Minecraft, 1.7 and onwards, these will actually use up the source block of water, which means you continually need to give them water for them to function. So you're not going to be able just to create like a little stream like this. However, since I can do that right now, I'm going to take advantage of it. However, we're not going to use this here. We're actually going to move it back up just a little bit. Alright. The reason that I am moving it over is because I'm going to need to increase the torque that this thing's putting out. To use the grinders, it's going to be more important to have a higher torque rather than a higher rotational speed. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and put that down. Okay, and we're going to put, I believe they need, okay, that scared me. I hate those monocreepers, they are very trolly. Alright, so we have these here, they look kind of derpy. What we're going to do is we're going to take the screwdriver and we're going to make sure that it is in general mode and tell it right click, and we have a big wooden water turbine. And then we're just going to break the turbine by mistake. Alright, let's try that again. Let's put that back and rotate. There we go. Let's go ahead and pick this up and put it down. Alright, so right now this is rotating, creating power. This is good and all. I could probably just hook this straight up to the grinders. I don't know how efficient it would be, but it would work. See, oh, it's efficient at hurting me. So it is working, though it is fairly, it's not a ton of damage, and it's not a ton of torque. You can actually check out how much this is producing if you have something called a multimeter. You can pretty much use that on any block in Resonant Induction, and it will give you a reading of its capacity in terms of power, how much energy it has, how much fluid it has. It reads a ton of stuff. It's pretty much your go-to diagnostic block. We're not using that though. We're just going to go ahead and put down, let's see, actually, will this turn a gear by itself? Well, a gear shaft rather. And the answer is no, it won't. So let's go ahead and break this. We're going to put a gear down. Okay, so we're rotation, that's good. We're going to go shaft. And this is kind of weird because I actually need the gear to be facing inwards, and if I try to place it right here, it's facing the wrong way. So that shaft doesn't connect to it and it doesn't rotate. So what we're going to do is we're going to place that there and then come back here and put another one down. Okay, now that's rotating. However, we want to get rid of this one so that we don't have extra connections. The more gear connections you add, you actually lose power. We don't want to do that. Alright, and what I do want to do, however, is convert this to get more torque. And the way to do that is to actually connect a little single gear here to a 3x3 array of gears. And what that's going to do is it's going to transfer the torque from the small one to the big one, but it's going to do that at the cost of speed, so it's going to gain more torque as it loses speed. Alright, let's see, this is going good, it's fine. We are going to go ahead and, let's see, it's facing that way. should be good on gears. I shouldn't need any more. Though I think I did just box myself in a corner. Alright, so there we go. And if we... Oop, I don't want you there. Let's jump on the watermill. Alright, so we're going to go and put that there, and we're going to go ahead and right-click that, and then we get a massive gear. Alright, this should start spinning up in just a little bit, but we're going to put a gear on the back of that. Alright, so now what's going to happen is this is rotating. This smaller gear should have the same rotational speed of the giant one, but it's also going to have the same torque as the big one. And we're just going to pump this right through the wall here. Yep. Let's go ahead and go inside to fix this. It's going to go right through the wall. There we go. And we are going to want to... You know what? No, we're not. We're gonna... No, that's good there. We're going to put a grinder wheel there and a grinder wheel there. And then gear and... That is rotating the wrong way. Alright. So the easiest way to alleviate this is to actually just... You know, actually, let's make sure it's going the wrong way. Okay, I'm taking damage. That's good. Alright, so if this were going the right way, what would happen is I'd hear a really obnoxious grinding sound. And since I'm hearing no grinding sound, I can only assume it's going the wrong way. Now, the easiest way to change this would be to add another gear in here somewhere so that there's an extra step. So right now, this is turning left, which means this is turning right. And unfortunately, since this is connected by gear shaft, this is also turning right by that way. I need it to be turning the other way. The easiest way is to add another gear. Adding another gear will actually reduce the total power output. It, however, is probably going to be the easiest way to do this. I mean, if I were to move everything over this way, it wouldn't be an issue. However, I have that wall there. You know, I tell you what, we'll move the wall. It sounds bad, I know. Alright, and let's see if we can get that in there right. No. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take the screwdriver and set its rotation, and there we go. And we're going to make a little stairway under here. Okay, gear. And it might take a second for this to realize that we now have a new gear in here. However, what should happen is it should start rotating. And it should be rotating the opposite of the one next to it. Alright, and let's go ahead and drop a bit of cobblestone up there, see what happens. Ow. So far I've succeeded, oh there we go, that's the sound we want. Let's go ahead and get that in there. Alright, so that really loud sound is the sound of the grinder in action. What it's doing right now, I don't like them there, what it's doing right now is it is based on the speed and the torque you've put into it, mostly the torque. It is grinding this down into its base components, and in this case it'll take cobblestone and produce sand and gravel, which we have right here. I could then take the gravel, where did the gravel go? Right here. And you can actually grind this stuff back down into sand. However, if you notice, this is kind of hazardous being right next to these things. They do damage you. And they also damage mobs, which I have an idea for that later as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sleep the night away before I get ambushed by some mobs. And we are going to automate this a little bit. And the good thing about this grinder here is what this is doing, this is replacing me standing in front of this engineering table whacking all this ore with a hammer. Oh, oops, I accidentally overcooked the stuff. It made circuits. Oh well, I will eventually use it. I really do like the circuit stuff from Project Red. Oops. Oh, that was kind of stupid. I should have remembered that. Yeah, there's nothing in there. Alright, so right now the easiest way I know of to really automate this is going to be water and hoppers and such. Which is why I happen to have a hopper and some hopper ducts here. Let's go ahead and break this. We're going to put the hopper right there. Oh, let me out! Let me out! Please! Okay, that should stop it. Good. Alright, and we're also going to take some of this sand. Those things are really freaking me out. I know they're not dangerous, but that little squeaking nose, it will haunt me. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and take the cobblestone that we had before, we're going to put it back. I'm going to fill the bottom in here. I should probably put the dirt back in there, but we'll worry about that later. Alright, actually what I need is a saw. And I can actually use some of the gems I have because I don't want to waste any iron or anything. How is that made? Oh, it's got to be smooth stone. Of course. Alright, so 2 stone, don't go there, they go here. 2 gem, 2 stick. Paradosaw, good. Now what I'm going to use for this, let's just go ahead and use the aligned cobblestone. And let's turn this into strips. No, I should only need 2. Alright, and the reason I'm doing this is I don't want to go put more blocks in here to stop the flow of water, so we're just going to use micro blocks to do it. So we just go ahead and put that down like so. And there we go. This will actually prevent the water from escaping. And also, whenever anything falls through here, it's going to hit the water, go over to the hopper, and hit the soon-to-be-placed hopper duct. Which does not work with freaking microblocks, because I'm an idiot. We can just put a freaking chest here. Doesn't matter. It'll be fine. There we go. I promise I actually know what I'm trying to do. It's just whenever I try to record, I unfortunately tend to get tongue-tied. I'm not too terribly good at this. It's one of the main reasons why I'm doing this, is I want to get better at speaking in general. And unfortunately jumping headfirst in something I hate doing seemed like the absolute best way. I know it seems kind of odd, but it's unfortunately part of the way my head works, which is terrifying to say the least. Alright, we got the, there we go. Let's go ahead and put this right next to the pick so we can switch it quickly. There we go. Alright, so now what's going to happen is whenever anything gets done grinding, let's go ahead and get some tin ore here. Whenever this gets done grinding, tell you what, before we go deaf, let's go ahead and check out the sound levels on this. Let's turn it down just a little bit, because that is really loud. Alright, so this is going to go ahead and grind this ore down into rubble. the rubble should hit the water, slide over to the hopper, and then end up in the chest. That's assuming we don't miss the grinders and hit the ground instead. So we have tin rubble. The rubble is what we would go over here and put in the millstone and then just like whack it with the hand crank until it ground out into powder. Well, dust. We don't have to do that. If we process it through here again, it will actually get us the actual tin dust. Now this is not as quick as using, say, a pulverizer and then a smelter from any other mod. However, this does have something that those mods don't have. I just think this looks bleeping amazing. I'm sorry. You have these huge wheel, and I could actually make this more efficient if I were able to add another wheel to it. It should pass through the power, and I could even make it more so if I were to actually buffer this power up electrically and then only discharge it as needed. Unfortunately, I'm nowhere near that point yet. This is just a convenience thing so that I don't starve to death trying to make my metals for any really big builds. See, so far it's only done 4 tin rubble. This actually will grind out to being 8 tin dust, so 8 ingots. It's not a terribly bad return on investment. It is, however, a slightly, it's noisy. It's extremely noisy. Like I said, though, I think this is just really awesome, though. Not to mention, these things just look amazing. I mean, look at these little spikes and everything. Plus, like we saw earlier, they do damage. There are possibilities using these things from mob farms, which I find very nice. The only problem is I think they cap out at 2 hearts of damage every time it goes through, which is, that's not a minimal amount, but with some of these infernal mobs, that might not be enough to overcome, like, if they have, like, a regen effect or something. Alright, so let's go ahead and take this tin rubble. Okay, I can't actually grab that until it's done. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Okay, the sand went down there. So what we're going to do, just to show you how this works, we're going to go ahead and take the tin rubble, and we're just going to drop one on here. Now it's going to process, and as soon as that gets done, the sound will hopefully go away. But you'll notice that the 2 little tin dusts are going to drop right under here, drop into the hopper, and end up in the chest. Alright. There we go. And tin dust. Now we could actually just go ahead and smelt this up, but there's something else we can do too. We can also mix it, using a mixer we can mix it. Or we could take a gutter full of water and we could manually do it ourselves. Let's see, where is our bucket? It's over here, right? Let's go ahead and break this real quick to reset it. I think this, nah, we'll worry about that. We'll try that later. It's going to take a bucket, put it in. See, 1 bucket. And we'll take a tin dust. So with this tin dust, if we go ahead and we right-click on the gutter, it's going to keep right-clicking and it uses up the water that's in there. We didn't get anything for that, so we need to put another bucket in. Alright, still didn't do anything. We need more water. Alright, let's see if that'll go in now. There we go. There was a little bit left that wasn't rendering. Oop. Okay, so I created refined tin dust, and there we go. Apparently you can place this in world. I didn't realize you could do that. That's kind of neat. Alright, so when you get the refined tin dust, you are able to smelt it up. Now, it's kind of an odd question, why would you want to do this? I believe, I could be wrong here, but I believe that you are able to, through further processing, take the refined dust to get additional yields beyond just 2 times ore duplication. So right now this is 2 times. With 2 passes, it's 2 times. And I am starving. Holy cow. Alright, let's go ahead and take a quick melon break. So what I need to do now, though, is I need to actually make a way for me to automatically put ores and stuff on top of the grinder wheels so that I don't need to do it myself. I'm thinking the best way for this is going to be a dropper with some water funnels. Or I could probably just get away with a dropper by itself. However, that'd be a lot of clicking. So yeah, we just got the 8 ingots here. There we go. So I mean, it's nothing special, though it is a fairly, I think it's a really interesting way to do this. And it will be really great once I'm able to actually set up a actual factory of this stuff, so that you can just come inside and see these big, huge grinder wheels set up with like conveyor belts and stuff moving everything. I'm really looking forward to doing that. Plus, at that point, once you're able to actually like spread things out and have parallel processing, the speed is not going to matter so much, because this is just, I think it's really nice. Let's go ahead and put that back in the corner, and let's fix our floor. We got a bucket, take the dirt. Let's get the right dirt. Okay. So if I were to actually put water right here, let's see how this would flow. You know, I'm going to go nuts trying to get that to match. Alright, so we have that in. We don't need that little cap. If we put the water right there, that shouldn't fall out. And let us get a piece of ore. I don't think I can use aluminum for this, actually. Smelting. No. Okay, right now, so the SHADOWCRAFT aluminum that I have in here, it will not work. Though I should be able to take this copper rubble, and if I just dump it right there. I don't know if that's going to go off the edge of the usable space of the grinder wheel, so we'll see what it does. Because if that's fine, I'm just going to hook up a friggin' dropper like right here and just pop stuff right down. Let's see, what do we need for a dropper? I believe it's just, it's fairly simple. It's cobblestone, redstone. We can do that. We can go do that right now, actually. Alright, so we are going to take our cobblestone here. I believe control right click. There we go. Alright, and the only thing we need now is redstone. One dropper. Alright, and we want to put it up here, and we want it facing down. I think I can use the screwdriver to rotate this, actually. Let's see what we can do. Yes! Alright. However, I can't see what's on the bottom of that right there. I don't know, it's not. So that's not. Alright, so that's actually not rotating it the way I need it to rotate. Whoa, okay, that was slightly dangerous. We're just going to put a piece of dirt down there and the dropper right here. Alright. So that's good. So now what I can do is I can set up a simple little redstone clock on this thing, so that as long as there is inventory in there, I can tell it to get rid of, to eject what's inside of it. Though I would probably want to go ahead and make sure I have a reasonable length timer on there. I don't want it running all the time. So for now, what I can do, let's just go ahead and make a button. Oh, okay, that doesn't work. Alright, it seems to have issues with some ore dictionary recipes at the moment. Let's go make a button. Alright, that ejected. It's grinding, and then as soon as that's done, it should get down here. Right now this is not ideal, because I'm having to take the rubble that's produced, put it back into the dropper, and process it again. If I had additional grinder wheels, I could actually just have a single straight-through process that will take the ore, grind it into rubble, and then grind it into dust, and then collect it. It's not hard to do that. I just, however, don't have the steel to do it. And here we go, we have copper rubble. That was actually a lot quicker than me pounding on this freaking engineering table all the time, so I'm actually happy with that. So definitely give me a little bit of a better way to do ore processing. Alright, so in terms of clock, so right now we're just going to go simple. I can actually, I believe, I have added extra utilities to the pack. I did disable things like the power pipes and the item pipes and stuff in the generators. I just wanted the items. I didn't want any of the other stuff. Plus, I found out something really nice. The pipe jackets and stuff, they actually work on these gear shafts, so that's neat. Alright, so anyway, I'm going to go over here and we're going to look at clock, which was already up and I decided to go away from it. So this is really simple. It's 5 redstone, a stick, and smooth stone. I happen to have none of the wood. There should be some over here though. There we go, and we need 5 redstone. Actually no, we need to make the stick first. Alright, so redstone torch, redstone, 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 and clock. There we go. And let's just go ahead and put that down right there. And the reason why you really wouldn't want to use this one is this actually ticks really fast. It's going to tick a lot faster than what this thing will grind up. It's not ideal. However, it will work, and I am very happy with that. Alright, so this is running a little bit long here, so I'm going to go ahead and call it for today. I really didn't get much done, though I did get my little grinder wheel set up. I definitely need to look at ways of increasing the power for this, and I actually do have an idea. But for me to be able to do that, I actually need to get some, I need to get a better source of wool, because I'm going to need much string and much wool, and I think to do that, I'm going to try to make a farm. And we're going to be making a mob farm. Preferably spiders. I don't like them little chittering. No, they're going to die, and we're going to profit. Anyway, so I want to go ahead and thank you all for watching this episode of SHADOWCRAFT. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a message below, and as always, have a good day. And I have been eating spider eye soup. It's I don't want to say it's delicious, but it's interesting.